When I was considering making the decision to go abroad to study, I had people telling me a lot of beautiful things about what that experience would be. You would meet new people, you would discover new places, you would get new experiences, and all that was genuine, all that was true. It's a totally beautiful thing most of the times. But I think there are some not so rosy aspects of it that we should be talking about often, and it's not really in any way to scare you because there is nothing in life that is a bed of roses, and if anything is a bed of roses then it is questionable. But I think that talking about these more helps you to prepare yourself better for the journey ahead, and overall it will make your experiences more pleasant. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you some things that I wish that I were told, some challenges that I wish that someone told me I was going to face. And if I was told, I would have prepared better. But here we are, I'm learning it, and that is why I'm here to help you so that you do not have to go through a similar level of stress, or it does not take you by surprise the way it took me. So in case you are new to my channel, I am an immigrant currently living in Europe and studying. I am a civil engineer, originally Cameroonian, and right now I am pursuing a PhD in transport and infrastructures in Italy. In Rome, I am a small business owner and I am a YouTuber. So if you're new here, you're highly welcome, and I hope that you have a great time with us. So challenge number one that I wasn't told about beforehand was that I was going to be lonely. Yes, you are going to be lonely. You're going to miss your family, you're going to miss your friends, you're going to miss your social gatherings. You're just going to miss the warmth of your home. You're going to miss all those things. And is this like totally a bad thing? To me, I do not think that it is the worst of it, because as a young person, I have learned to weaponize boredom. So when I find myself in environments where I don't have a lot of a social life, I don't have a lot of friends, a lot of family around me, I just tell myself this is the time when you're supposed to lock in. This is the time when you're supposed to focus and get the work that you ought to get done. So to me, it is an existent problem, but it's not one that was like a principal thing for me. That is like a principal thing for me because it's something that I've always trained myself to handle. But if you're not used to being by yourself, if you're not used to being away from your friends, from your family, if you love being surrounded by people all the time, it is something that you should consider when thinking of moving abroad to further your studies, or for whatsoever reason. I want to believe that it applies for other reasons as well. Of course, it gets better with time. Of course, you get to meet new people, make new connections, join other social gatherings, but all of this is going to take time. So you should be prepared psychologically for the beginning, the days when it's going to be pretty lonely, just so that you don't break down or anything. I'm rooting for you, I'm counting on you, and I know that you are strong. I know that you can handle it. I just want to give you a heads up so that you should prepare the way you ought to prepare. So challenge number two, there is always this regret of this low-key, very subtle, sometimes not so subtle, but it is there, regret of the path not walked. So you're always going to think of all the other things that you could have done or that you could be doing with your life, and you just left. Let's be honest, it's not easy to just pack up your life and then move to a whole new place and then start over. It takes psychological strength to do that. It's not easy. And sometimes you ask yourself, what if I had gone the other way? What if I had done the other thing? You're going to see peers doing other things with their lives. Some may be starting a business, some may be getting married, some may be starting a family, all those other things that you could be doing and which you're probably not doing where you are. Those things are part of life. There are things that we should talk about, and they might bother you every now and then, but then you should know that it's even the people doing the other things, sometimes they do feel like that as well. So you're not alone, and it's essentially why we have this space, so that you should know that you're not alone. The people doing the other things are asking themselves, what if they went ahead and moved abroad to continue their studies or to find out what other parts of the world had in store for them? So it's always like that. I think the trick to getting past this is just knowing that, learning to find yourself in the moment. Like, bring your entire being to the moment where you find yourself and do what you have to do. Tomorrow it's going to be different. It's going to be a totally different moment, a totally different environment. And today is gone, it is gone. So just leave it while you can. It's not going to be there like that permanently. So just do what you can for the day. Don't get lost in what you could have done or what it just overwhelms you for nothing. But it's something that will come across your mind every now and then. And I am here to tell you that when it comes, just remember that I told you. Yes, I did. Remember that I told you, and that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It happens every now and then to everybody, regardless of what it is that they are doing. And I don't think that it's even going to stop at early adulthood. Even down the years in your life, I want to believe that this continues. There's always that thought of the path not walked. So challenge number 3, there is going to be a lot more pressure. There's probably going to be a lot more pressure than the usual amount that you're used to dealing with. I say this because sometimes when you move away to study, you're facing most of the challenges by yourself. And it's if you have a support system, you're lucky. But just know that if you are going to have to face most of it by yourself, then you should brace up for it. It's what we do, and I really want you to know that you are not alone. You're not alone, because there are many other young people in the same situation. There are many other young people who are facing a lot. It's like a pressure cooker. There is a lot of pressure from every direction, and it's going to double when you are away. It's going to double, because there are going to be many people who do not understand that you're struggling with a lot wherever you are. And the people where you are do not understand that you are new to all these things, and settling in a new environment is a lot of pressure. And the pressure from the school that you're going to be dealing with, and even maybe the new job, just trying to settle in, all of it is a lot. And sometimes it can take a toll on you. So I say this just so that you are psychologically prepared. I am not trying in any way to undermine the pressure that people who did not take that step are living. But I'm just saying that it's probably going to increase. It's probably going to double, triple, and you should brace up for it. So, for example, I am from an African background, and I decided to move out to study. I am a young girl. There is a lot of pressure that comes from just the background from which you've emerged. There's a lot of pressure, and then there's a lot of pressure that comes from your family. As a young lady, there is a lot that is expected of you that you have to do. You're trying to juggle these two worlds. Maybe you're living in a world that is not so conservative, and you came from a background that was so conservative. So there's just so many different, sometimes even conflicting expectations that people have from you, and handling them is not easy. And also, sometimes you are like the pioneer when it comes to education, and people expect you to have answers. Your family expects you to have answers. People back home expect you to have answers. The younger girls back home expect you to have answers. People, they expect you to have solutions. They expect you, you're not by yourself. You are an investment of a community, of a family, of a village, sometimes of a nation. So let's not pretend as if you were trained in any way, because the experience itself is the training. You were not in any way trained to handle all of that pressure. And so when it comes on you, I just want you to know that you're not alone. You're not alone. You're going to feel really, really overwhelmed at times, but you just have to keep going, because in this space, we're here to tell you that there are each and every one of us in different parts of the world, we are going through similar challenges, and we're doing well. We're doing well. And part of the reason why we are doing well is because we know that there is a certain X somewhere and then a certain Y somewhere, and they've been put in similar circumstances and they're surviving. So you're not alone. You're surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. Okay, so those are the few things that you should keep in mind if you're considering moving abroad to further your studies. You, a young person that you are, these are the considerations that I would make if I were taken back in time. These are the considerations that I would make, and these are some of the things that I would think about or that I would prepare for. I stumbled into them, and I don't want you to stumble into them. That is why I'm making this video, and it is not in any way to discourage you. No, I think the challenges are very minor compared to the advantages, compared to the training that this gives to you. I think the upsides of it are really much. The upsides are much. Even the upsides that come through living through the challenges, they are much. And the upsides that, okay, do come, that the ones that everybody sees, the ones that that are being thrown in your face, the ones that people tell you about all the time. Yes, you're going to meet new people, you're going to discover new places, you're going to explore new opportunities, and you're going to gain new experiences. All those other things are there. And I think I'm going to make, in a subsequent video, I'm going to talk about all those other beautiful things that you are going to experience. But to me, I think the strength of a chain is a chain is as strong as its weakest link. So let's start from the parts that could break you, and so that when we say the other beautiful parts, it will be a relief to you, instead of selling a dream that is all perfect, and then when you get to it, you're like, no, it's not as beautiful as I was told. I want you to know the parts that are not so perfect first, and then we can talk about the other very, very beautiful parts. Trust me, there are very, very beautiful parts. So thank you for watching right up until this point. And if you're new, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you in the subsequent videos.